Isang tulog na lang before the PVL semis kick off tomorrow at the Phil Sports Arena. Okay, Ish is still with us, of course. Can you explain to our audience yung ating semis muna? Kasi it's very different from, let's say, the UAP. Can you tell everybody how it will go and how exciting it is?
Oh, it's another single round robin format, no? And whoever tops this single round robin, the number 1, number 2 spots will make it to the championship round. Very simple, pero very high quality matches, very important matches. Every game matters.
And you know what makes
Every
it more
set
interesting?
matters.
Kasi back to zero eh.
Yes,
Walang
back to zero
over
lahat.
of, you know, their preliminaries finish.
Yeah.
First seed ka man, fourth seed
Doesn't
ka
matter
man.
how they did.
Back to zero. And we're kicking things off tomorrow with the
Agad-agad.
Creamline versus Choco Mucho game. Again, Creamline winning in straight sets
The last
in
time out.
the last
Ano ba sila?
time they saw each
12-0
other.
or 11-0 yata in that game.
So what are you looking forward to see in this matchup of Choco Mucho and Creamline?
Well, first and foremost, the two opposites of both teams, we're not sure if they're playing.
Correct.
Tots Carlos and Cat Tolentino,
Right.
number 1. Number 2, yun nga, yung 12-0 record ng Creamline over Choco Mucho, that's gonna play a factor, I think, as well. And, syempre, yung 3 straight set win ng
Mabigat yun,
Creamline over
no?
Choco Mucho.
That must be still in their head. And Ish, you and I were talking at the Araneta Coliseum after that game. That's the best that Creamline has looked this conference.
The best.
Right?
The best game for Creamline.
Right.
I mean, all-around game for them. They really worked hard for that win. They read the plays of Choco Mucho. Binantayan nila si Rondina. And
Kasi alam nila, wala si Kat.
yeah, I mean, we don't know if tomorrow Kat's gonna play. Pero it's gonna be a big factor for Choco Mucho.
Right.
Kasi hindi basta-basta yung Creamline pagdating sa end stretch ng tournaments eh.
But they did come off a disappointing loss against PLDT.
Yes.
How will that affect them? I know we go back 0-0, pero alam natin how competitive this team is individually. I'm sure galit na galit sila na natalo sila, Ish.
Exactly. We both know that Creamline, whenever they lose, no, as
They
much
take
as
it to heart.
possible, hindi sila nagpapa-streak sa losses. They, as much as possible, they want to bounce back right away. And what a way to bounce back pero dito sa first game nila sa semis against Choco Mucho. And they need this win para makagain ng momentum. Kasi Chery, Tiggo, and Petro Gazz are not easy opponents.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna say that. They're gonna have a hard time trying to beat them and winning over
Well,
them.
they actually beat them, di ba, in the
Right.
elimination round. So medyo mabigat nga.
And I-mention mo na nga, Petro and Chery, they're not, easy teams. But they're playing against each other tomorrow in the second game. Both teams, complete lineup, a lot of veterans also. Who do you think will be the key player for their matchup tomorrow?
And what's the key for them in general, skills-wise or schematic-wise?
On paper, I think Petro Gazz has the advantage, even if MJ Phillips possibly won't be able to play. Pero kasi Chery, Tiggo, they are peaking at the right time.
Right, 7-game winning streak.
Yeah, and for me, they have players on the bench na kaya rin mag-deliver. Mas malalim yung bench nila for me over Petro Gazz.
Is Mylene playing tomorrow?
No, she's also in
Wala
Korea
rin
with
pala. Which,
Carlos.
naalala ko lang kasi yung bench because that's a big player to lose.
But they still
And
have
I think
Shaya
Mylene
Adorador.
pa, coming off the bench most of the time in the
conference.
conference. She's actually second
In scoring.
in scoring
Malalim pa
for
rin eh. They have
Chery.
Shaya, they have
Ara, of course.
Ces Robles, Ara Galang, the Laure sisters. I mean, very strong ladies on paper talaga itong Chery, Tiggo.
Right.
And in their last few games, they showed us na they're a contender this year.
Yeah, and of course, Coach Kung Fu is on a roll for both his teams, the UST.
Petro Gazz nga do,
And
they have Brooke eh.
Yeah.
Yun talaga mabigat.
So, okay, you're saying that they have Brooke, the number 1 scorer of the league. The last time these two teams met, 5-setter. Nanalo Chery, Tiggo 15-13. It was the Laure sisters who made the difference. Ea was the best player. Ara came also with 12 points. So, other than Brooke here for Petro Gazz, why do you think they have the edge?
They have the edge because I think yung mentality nila that they're the number 1 team. And I think they're hungrier. Per se.
Tagal-tagal na
Kasi
rin, ano? Na
ang
hindi
tagal
nakatikim.
I mean, last year, they were also in the finals against Creamline.
Puro second,
Pero gusto nilang manalo muna this game. And let's mention that this semis week, mabilis yung mga mangyayari.
Correct.
We will not get 2 to 3 days or 4 or 5 day rest. Di
That's
ba?
a great point.
So,
Thursday kagad, may laban
first
kagad.
day, yung game na yon is a must win for these teams. Para may advantage siya. Kasi hindi sila yung psychologically, oh my God,
Yes.
natalo kami ng first game.
That's a
Kailangan
great
namin
point.
manalo the next two games rather.
great point.
So, ito talaga, yung tomorrow's games, very pivotal for all of these teams.
You know, if it's broke for the Petro Gazz Angels, who do you think will be that player who really needs to step up for Chery Tiggo to get that win tomorrow?
Automatic ba na si Ea ba? Ito?
No, I have an answer for
Sige,
that.
please.
Na hindi natin nasagot kanina. For me, it's EJ Laure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who played very well in the last matchup. You're right.
She has been supporting Aragalang and Ea Laure in the scoring department and very consistent. I mean, in the past conferences, respectfully, parang hindi ganito yung performance niya.
You're right.
Pero this conference, oh my God. I mean, yung contributions niya for the team, napakalaki.
Yes.
There were a lot of times in the past conferences, it was Ces Robles coming off from the bench,
Correct.
who was helping them out. But this time around, it's EJ Laure.
And may impact talaga.
Yeah, may impact
Vintage EJ ngayon nakikita natin
And I'm super happy for her. Kasi
Yes.
this is the EJ Laure that we all know. And maybe much better.
Right, right. I love this. Just whets my appetite for tomorrow. Ish, thanks for coming over to the show
Thank you
tonight.
so much,
Sure.
Ish.
We
Thanks,
really
guys.
appreciate it. Kami ni Ayel sobrang excited na. I'm
Gigil
sure
na
Ish
din.
Oh, so the PVL semis start tomorrow with a bang right away at the Phil Sports Arena. And you can catch the games live here on RPTV and of course on One Sports and on the Pilipinas Live app.